I'm not sure if you remember this. During the 2020 campaign, Trump told us in July that the 401ks and stocks, the market was closer to an all time high at that time, that the 401ks will disintegrate and disappear if people voted for the radical left, do nothing Democrats and corrupt Joe Biden. But the Dow Jones has made a fresh new peak of 30,000 points a full 3 weeks after the election day. But the Republicans are now so badly queuing up to take up credit. In fact, the Trump administration did everything it can to hurt the market sentiment and induce a sharp movement if possible. On November 19th, Treasury Secretary Steve Munchin allowed the Federal Reserve's emergency lending program to expire on December 31. These programs kind of provided support for the country's financial system. Imagine it like a guy with big pockets telling a man who is going through the worst economic crisis in his life that, hey, I am here, don't worry, keep working, I will take care of it, just do your job. So Steve Munchin decided to wait until after the election to cut these programs, but not before the election. And he did not think he could have left the decision to the next Treasury Secretary to decide. But the markets are smarter than him. They know what the next secretary will do and they have a clear view into the next administration. There is no uncertainty. So, despite Steve Munchin's actions, the markets moved higher and reached an all time high. Truth be told, markets hate uncertainty. They are okay with going down and they are also okay with going up. What they want to have is a clear view into the future. As long as the markets get that, a clear view, a clear direction on where things are headed, they move and they move decisively. From the market's point of view, Biden winning the election with a clear mandate with more than 6 million popular vote is a good news. When one by one states started certifying the results, it was even better news. When one after another news about COVID vaccines started to trickle down, the good news got even better and they surged to an all time high in anticipation of the economy getting out of the downdraft it's already in. The market is completely separated from the reality on the ground. There is economic chaos around the country, and in many parts of the world, millions of people are still jobless, and outside of technology companies, not many businesses are doing well. But the stimulus shots injected by governments around the world, the non-stop printing of money by central banks, have all made sure that we will go through an extended period of inflation. So if you are expecting inflation, then the value of stock markets must be higher in the future. Now couple that with news about the vaccine and new administration, overall the market has seen a slow trickle of good news and it decided to move to a higher level. The appointment of Janet Yellen for the Treasury is actually very good news for the markets because Janet Yellen is an extremely respected voice in the world of finance and she is well respected on both sides of the aisle. So that is one nomination that will certainly clear and the market has continued its move to higher levels. So the hypocrisy on the Republican side is just increasing by the day. Trump said that the markets will collapse if Biden is elected, but the exact opposite has happened and we have an all-time high. Now, Ted Cruz promised us that the moment the elections are over, Democrats will stop talking about COVID, but instead, the first thing Biden did, even before announcing his cabinet, was setting up a COVID task force, and Democratic governors are extremely active and have stood at the forefront in combating COVID. In the last 7 days, out of the top 5 states with highest rate of COVID infection per 100,000 people, 4 are led by Republicans, while the 5 states at the bottom of the list, the lowest rate of COVID infection per 100,000 people, are all led by Democratic governors. It is not that these Democratic governors are the smartest people on the earth. It is just that they enacted sensible policies such as pushing people to wear masks, while Republican governors steadfastly continued with their COVID denial. Some of them have reversed course, but the damage has already been done. Now the entire country is paying the price. But not all is lost. We have 3 pharma companies announced that they all have vaccines ready. So hopefully they will get the approval and hopefully the vaccines will be out soon. And if they come out quickly, it will help us slow down the rate of spread. Because we really don't have much time to reduce the spread. For the last 2 weeks, we have been running at 1 million cases per week. And that's not at all good news. but expect Trump and the GOP to try and take credit for every good thing that happens in the country while blaming the Democrats for every mistake the Republicans make and every problem they try to whip up. Just like what Treasury Secretary Steve Munchin did by cutting the Fed's emergency lending programs, just like how some Republicans encouraged people to fight against masks and vaccines. We just have to keep calling their BS. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, please subscribe and help the channel cross 1,000 subs. Otherwise, it's going to stay in the dark. Thank you.